Nice.
2,000 watch hours so far.
Nice. Nice. You're about halfway there. Good deal.
Yeah, I just need a couple more big hits.
Oh, looks like we are live, guys. Andy put us live. Andy's in the private chat. He's saying that we can't hear him, but he's gonna restart his computer. But we can go on without him for a little bit.
Oh, Andy's saying start without him.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Andy's having some technical difficulties, so we'll just get things started while we wait for him to return.
Yeah, in the meantime, let's introduce our special guest, fellow YouTuber Stone Loki.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Hey, what's up, Stone Loki?
Not much. I was playing some Injustice 2 right before I hopped on here. I'm trying to get through all the multiverse crap.
Injustice 2. I haven't played that game in a long time, actually.
I'm still mad they never added Beast Boy in any of the Injustice games.
Well, you might get one more. You might get one more with some Mortal Kombat DC crossover, but hopefully NetherRealm gives you one more in another Mortal Kombat. And I think that's going to be it for a while.
Well, yeah, Mortal Kombat 12 is coming out sometime this year. They're going to release the trailer pretty soon, I think.
Hey, what's up, chat? Carl and Kaiser. That's it. And that's you guys. If you got to join us, you guys are awesome as always. And whatever happened to that Suicide Squad video game? That was supposed to come out like this year.
Oh, that got delayed.
Yeah.
Again?
It's a giant pile of steaming. Well, I don't know how mouthy I can get on this channel.
We tend to get a little bit mouthy sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes we. Yeah. So yeah, from my impressions of the game, like it's bullshit that they have a single season pass for like a campaign-based game. Yeah, it's co-op. It has multiplayer, but it's a story-based game. It doesn't need a season pass.
No. They're doing the same thing with Diablo too. So.
Oh well, that's Blizzard.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hello.
Hey, Andy, I can hear you. There you go.
Hello, Andy.
Sorry about that, guys. I had some audio trouble coming in, and but I fixed it. Sorry about that.
Don't let it happen again, man. I'm kidding.
You sound like my dad or something.
All right, guys.
Oh man, we got some topics, man. We got some freaking juicy topics. Oh, Stone Loki. Sorry, I didn't say hi. I'm sorry.
How's it going? It's good to finally hear you.
Oh man, it's been going great. Been hearing so much about you. Glad to have you on the channel, and hope you have fun today, man.
Hell yeah! Thanks for having me.
El Otaku, to answer your question, yes, I did see the beef between Matt Walsh and the quartering. I was gonna cover it, but I knew I was gonna piss off either Matt Walsh or the quartering fans. But yeah, I'm actually on the quartering side this time, which is, listen, I follow him, some videos I like and some I don't. But in this instance where Matt Walsh and the conservatives have been bashing on anime, manga, and gaming, I'm on the quartering side on this one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
they're not helping their case with consistently attacking anime and gaming. And culture. It's not helping them. All they're gonna do is just push people away from the conservative movement. I mean, some might stay, some people who want to look into joining the conservatives might be like, okay, these guys are just, pricks. I'm just, not be on anyone's side.
Well, that's why I'm just right-leaning centrist or libertarian or like just somewhere in between.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like during the pandemic, I became more conservative because of all the crap. But still, conservatives is like they kind of live in this bubble.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with the people on the left. It's like they live on this bubble, and like they don't. It's almost as if they don't know much about that bubble.
Like that's the problem with polarization. It makes you like go into teams, and then like everything becomes like. Like you can't like break rank And it's
Yeah.
it's not like, people are allowed to have disagreements. People are allowed to, like, you have to, like, discuss things.
And
Yeah.
you know what the sad thing is, that I look at people like Matt Walsh. The things that he's done is great, like the documentary "What Is a Woman" and going after the right people. But at the same time, he's like so old school. And I'm like,
Yeah.
did this guy live like in the woods, in a cabin in the woods or something, away from society, that he just hates all this
He
stuff?
did.
Wait, he did?
I'm just no. I'll tell you, he probably
I
did.
mean,
I'm just
he
joking.
had to have, like,
I think he lived with the Amish. I think he said he
I
lived
mean,
with the
like,
Amish.
didn't he have, like, He-Man or anything? Like, what would have been the popular thing when he was growing up?
Maybe He-Man, some
Dungeons and Dragons.
cartoons,
I tell you, Matt Walsh has never played a game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's one of the people who like presented games like that. Probably thought it was all related to demons and what's
devil worshippers. Devil worshippers. Oh my God, they play that game. They play that game.
Oh my God, he worships Satan.
Also, what's happening now is that we are having a second satanic panic. Recently there was a Satan convention in Boston, which is kind of scary. But the conservatives are just going crazy, and I understand it. But at the same time, they're pushing people away. At the same time,
these Satanist groups, like, they're always doing like wacky things to try and trigger like emotions from that. Yeah, like there was a zombie. They put up like zombie mangers and other disrespectful stuff just to get like attention.
But I think with that situation with the satanic thing was that they were also like ripping pages out the Bible and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's done purposely
they were going full
too.
bit.
Yeah, so it's very disrespectful towards Christianity.
Yeah. I don't think they cared much
I
until they started ripping the pages out of the Bible. Like, it was like if Christians started ripping the pages out of the Quran, that would piss off a lot of Muslims.
Oh man,
exactly. You might even get like hate crime charges.
Like I'm not ultra religious, but I respect people's religion. I wouldn't do anything purposely to like offend people in their religion. Even the Satanists, whatever they are, I don't know what they're called, but like I don't agree with it, but like, hey, do you? It's free country. I don't care. Just stay out my way.
I mean, some Satanists are just edgier atheists,
Yeah,
that's kind of true.
Dante, what you said about, live and let live and just letting people do what they want to, that's not the way it works anymore. And that's the problem, is that you have to pick a side and you have to go along with everything that side says, or they're like, no, we don't want you over here. You go over there. So if you're on the, if you're on the left and you disagree with them, oh, you're just an Istanobaniazi. If you're on the right and you don't agree with something they say, well, then you're just a heathen and an animal and a leftist. So no matter what, you're screwed. That central mark that you guys are talking about, it just doesn't exist anymore, except for the people that want it to exist. Because if you disagree with anything either side says, you're screwed.
You know what? It is so true, man. It is so freaking true.
You know what's funny too? It's like I try to defend the Daily Wire, but then it's like I can't anymore. It's like I can't defend Matt Walsh, and recently I can't defend what's her name, Candace Owens. It's just like they don't let you. They don't let you.
That whole Steven Crowder drama.
Yeah, and it's like it doesn't matter which side you're on. It's like now, because we're not in the 2000s or the 90s anymore, where people are more centrist. Now everybody's like way either to the right or to the left, and it's all out war.
That's called polarization.
Exactly,
and that's like that's something like I was a part of it. I was like a heavy I was very political like before that. It was like it wasn't until like I took a break from Twitter that I I tried to maybe I should just start focusing just more on pop culture.
Yeah.
Let the old men bicker and just because none of this shit's getting fixed anytime soon.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like Loki said, either you're either on the right you agree with everything they say, or on the left you have to agree with everything they say there. If you disagree with them on certain topics, they immediately would crucify you or kick you out of whatever group it is. So it's tough. It's tough, man. It really is.
All right. By the way, guys, I know we're talking about political stuff here, but I want to get on to talking about Vice, and I want to get our guest here, Stone Loki's opinion.
Oh yeah, he'll have great insight on this one.
Oh yeah, I think was it last year or like I think it was last year in November that Vice made a hit piece on manga. Isn't that right, Dante?
Yeah, it was like last year.
It's November towards the end, right? Something like that.
Yeah, they try to come in hard for anime.
Right. So let me go and share this right now. Hold on a second. Let me share. Screen share. Can you guys see this?
Yeah. Indeed.
All right, so Deadline.com says Vice Media preparing to file bankruptcy. Gee, I wonder. I guess they the money's running out.
Kotaku next, please.
Kotaku's gotta go.
I mean, I like what Nintendo did with Kotaku, and I think
we'll
a lot
talk
of
about that next. We'll talk about that next.
Also, what's happened with a lot of these journalist websites is, for example, like Hogwarts Legacy prove all these stupid journalists wrong, and I hope these other journalists go bankrupt.
$1 billion in revenue.
Yeah, it made over $1 billion, right? I think it sold $1 billion.
Yeah, I just read that on Each Gamer just a little while ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So it says Vice Media Group, the swashbuckling youth escaping digital media, is preparing to file bankruptcy. The company, which was valued at $5.7 billion, wow, it's not bad. Is considered a move after struggling to find a buyer, according to reports. So they were actually trying to sell their crappy company.
Yes. And nobody wanted it. It'd just be another.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, think about it. You build up a negative reputation, and then you're like, oh shit, whoa, we got to do something. Let's sell the company. Nah, guys, sorry, we're not buying. You guys screwed up, and if we buy your brand, people are going to relate your brand with all this BS. So we're not going to buy you out. No way.
Shit, I say screw them. I mean, do we even need Vice anymore? Sorry,
they were sold on a bill of goods. Here's the big issue. They were sold on this bill of goods that, hey, if you say these things and you back this and you go against this, then you're going to have all this money. The LGBTQ plus blah, blah, blah is a multi-billion-dollar business. At least that's what they were told. So sticking their noses up that and worshiping it, that's supposed to get them a lot of money and a lot of viewers and a lot of attention, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's very true.
It's true. Like a lot of these like lobby groups, like it's all just like they represent themselves, not the people they pretend to care about. It's all about like money and influence and power.
Yeah, and to back up of what Stone Loki said, it's true. Like these companies, not just Vice, like even Polygon, The Gamer, they've been sold this idea that if you bring up anything LGBTQ, whatever other numbers and letters are in there, and even race, black this, white that, Asian this, black that, racism, you're gonna make money. People are gonna read your online stuff, but people
trash.
Yeah, people don't want to see that in every single thing. I don't care about stuff like that. I'm looking for cheat codes on how to beat Grand Theft Auto 5 or something like that. Like, like it's not working like they thought it was going to work.
Well, yeah, like, it's like, people, I honestly like do think like, I know like there's like, okay, so like the problem with like a lot of these like wokies is that like, they'll take something that's real and then they'll try and like make it seem like it's more widespread than it actually is.
Agreed. I agree.
Yeah. And a lot of their problems are actually not real problems that
they'll make problems up too if they can, but like if they can't find any like racism or homophobia anywhere, they'll make it up.
They'll make it up. Many articles have been written by Kotaku and The Gamer whenever a police outfit in a game comes out or in a police game comes out. It's like they lose their freaking minds. Like, oh crap, Overwatch 2 has some new cop costumes. All the black people, they're gonna be hurting. Like, what?
Yeah, I really hate that Spider-Man game with the pride flag in it just because of all the cop side missions.
Yeah, it's like, what? Like, guys, I'm black and I don't get. Listen, we've been playing games like this for years, right? seeing it in video games now will never affect me. I don't lose an ounce of sleep when I play COD and I'm playing as a special ops unit, hunting down cartels and drug dealers. I don't care. I literally don't give a shit.
Well, it's something like really toxic. The thing is, like, they created this narrative. Like, I don't know. I think there's some like there's something about cops in the news right now, and maybe we should veer off this topic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you two might come after us, and that actually leads me to another thing. So you know how because you know how Loki was saying that, Vice thought that that if they talk about this and they talk about that, they were gonna start making money, but the exact opposite happened. And the same thing is coming from movies, but even worse. And I think I already made a video about this, So the Oscars at the Hollywood Reporter says the Oscar, they have new inclusion rules and are already sparking debate, right? So these new rules basically saying that they need to double down on the, representation and inclusion rules, right? So
oh yeah, I got that from Neurotic. Talking about this, and it basically says like they actually have to like probe people's like actual sexuality to meet their quota, and that's an invasion of privacy.
It is. Imagine you being an actor just doing your thing, like, hey, by the way, are you gay? Like, wait, what? Yeah, if you're gay, that way we know to give you this award or not. But are you?
Kevin Spacey was in the closet for years before, like, those leaks, and then he canceled himself in the funniest way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even
what
the
does it
article
really
here,
matter? What does it matter when? Okay, what does it matter to an award show? These people hand out trophies for best movie, best actor. What does it matter if the person takes sausage or tacos?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they eat. It just matters their job. Did they do an outstanding job? That's all that matters.
That's what it should be. And so, like, it's going to be whether or not they want the Oscars more than like the box office and stuff. Because, Mario made a shit ton of money and is probably going to have video games usurp the superheroes. Like,
and Disney's jealous.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are.
Really quick, guys. So here, even in the article, it says, "How are we going to know who's gay when it's illegal to ask?"
Right.
Is there like a law that says? Was he joking? Is there like a law that says you can't ask people sexuality?
Well, I mean, that seems very like inappropriate. Like,
if
someone wants to be open about their sexuality, they can. But being like not like talking about it or like that's always that that people like will do that, like and they should have a right to do that because like like why do you have to like force people to like get all their like bedroom like vet stuff like that's the complete invasion of privacy.
Right, but I also feel like it's a slap in the face if you won an award mostly because of who you fuck. Sorry, I'm sorry. Just like look, for example, Neil Patrick Harris, right? An amazing actor, right? Great actor. He did an amazing job in How I Met Your Mother. He was in Harold Kumar. I watched that in college. I love those movies. And
I heard he was like the only good performance in Matrix 4.
I saw that Catastrophe, and I'll say that he did do a decent job. That movie was just not meant to happen. But like, so imagine someone like him, like, yeah, by the way, I know you're gay. You're gonna win this award. Like, it's just why? Why does it matter who he's fucking? Like, did he go with that? Like Stone said, did he do a good job? Are you great? What about
Ian McKellen? Ian McKellen, like fucking Gandalf, like
exactly,
phenomenal actor,
great actor. Wasn't he also Magneto? Was that somebody else?
Yeah, he was Magneto. And nobody cared. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody cared. They were like, dude, he did a great job. He's Gandalf. He's motherfucking Gandalf. He's Magneto. He's the guy. No one gave a shit.
He is that guy. No one cares who he's sleeping with. He's that guy.
Yeah, I mean that dude was great. That dude was a great actor, man.
He is a freaking legend.
Yeah, so basically, this is striking a debate in Hollywood. Like the directors themselves are saying, like, here's a line here. It says, "I don't know, maybe someone on my crew was neurodivergent." This filmmaker says, it's not my place to ask. Did they do their job? Great. And how are we
I
going
didn't
to
even
know?
think about that. Disclosing disabilities. Like I have disabilities. I don't like go around like advertising them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like neurodivergent. Yeah, they're talking about like disabled. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just something about that just really rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like I see some people like put like that they have like Asperger's and stuff in their like Twitter profiles, and I'm like, what if this like becomes a thing with like jobs?
Oh,
But
wow.
it also doesn't feel legitimate, right? If you're getting an award and you just feel that deep down in your soul that you're getting it because of who you sleep with, it feels like a sympathy award. I'm getting it because of who I am or who I'm sleeping with. It's
and
like, oh my God,
it's gonna kill the ratings too. It's
exactly.
even more.
Stop catering to people and just focus on the job they do.
Well,
That's
the thing
it.
is,
But the
they only
Oscars is
thought
already
about,
dead.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah,
like,
it is.
this whole thing started with like Will Smith and the Oscars so white thing, and then like they overcorrected.
It's like I get it, right? America is what 50+% white, right?
Yeah, like 60%, I think.
Yeah, and you have Hispanics who are like 13, and blacks like 12.8, or Asians who are like the real minorities here who have like no one here. How much people do you think who are black are actors? Popular, well-known, strong actors. Not a lot compared to the people who are white who have more people who are actors and actresses, and they've been doing it for years, and they're not in some corny Tyler Perry movie. It's just how it is. I'm sorry.
I just think talent should be rewarded regardless of who you are, who you want to sleep with.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. Like, I don't care what you do outside the movie. Just do a good job.
That was that big thing with Jonathan Majors that just happened. That was the big thing. Well, people kept asking, well, why did all these people kept their mouths shut? Well, he was the up and coming guy. He was the new guy that was like, everybody wanted him at the party. How could we come out and say anything bad about him when he was the guy that everybody wanted at the party? I'm like, so you guys didn't learn jack shit from what happened with what's his name, Weinstein. You guys didn't learn jack shit. He's the guy. He's the guy who's going to get me an Oscar. So I'm not going to say anything bad about him. Jonathan Majors is the next big black guy in movies. I can't say anything bad about him. Y'all haven't learned shit.
And they won't learn anything. It's going to get worse from here.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Like I feel as though everything's just, at least in the West, everything's just going to get worse. And I think I
have a little bit more of an optimistic opinion, but you're go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that thus far, I keep repeating this, but Asian entertainment is just gonna grow up in popularity. Like
it always already is.
Yeah, I mean, look at Mario, right, and look at the success of Super Mario right now.
$1 billion.
Yeah, Disney wishes that they were the ones that made $1 billion, for at least one of their movies last year, but they didn't, right? So, and then look at all the other movies that Nintendo can do just from that. That's gonna change the whole perspective on video game movies.
So freaking big. Oh, speaking of which, did you guys pre-order Tears of the Kingdom?
I don't have a Switch right now.
Really?
Yeah,
I actually sold mine last year. Right?
Oh wow.
Real quick, guys, can I just check out the chat real quick?
Go ahead.
We have Otaku the Great. Welcome. Thank you for being here, Otaku. As always, you are freaking awesome, man. And in the Carl Carson said, in the end, it doesn't matter what we do. We demand if we do. We damn if we do, damn if we don't. So we're simply better off doing our own thing. Agreed. Let's see. Yep. And I made a video calling out Vice's crap out. Thank you for doing that. Evil Lair saying that he is getting his chats deleted by YouTube for mentioning Stone Loki. I don't know if that's happening. If that is, that's very weird.
If he's not a mod, that's why. If he's not a moderator, that's why. You can't share a link on YouTube unless you're a moderator. It'll just delete it.
Oh, all right. So hope that helps Evil Lair. I guess you can't tag him or something like that. You just have to say his name.
Thank you, though. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. So I wouldn't be able to too. We haven't really set up mods.
We should work on that.
Yeah, you can do that in Studio. I know because I set up my Streamlabs
Gotcha.
Stream Elements bot as a moderator. Doesn't do anything, but
Kaiser said, "My sexuality is none of your business." I agree. It's none of Hollywood's business. I completely agree. And it says sympathy awards remind me of participation trophies. Yes, that is what it actually does remind me of. It's like, oh, here's this. I don't know, you did a crappy job in that movie, but you know what? You fuck men. So here's an award. It's like,
so
I
know, you guys. I know it might seem like with the Oscars thing and stuff, and some of the crap movies that things aren't going to get better, but I really do think like that things already are starting to get better in a lot of different ways. Just like like we are starting to get some good movies that really aren't like full of this crap, like at least out of Disney. And I don't know, I did see Guardians 3 last night. We can talk about that later in the show.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so anyway, like the point is, like, I don't know, like people's like, I think like we've kind of like reached like a boiling point where like a lot of people, even like people who lean like left, are just getting kind of tired of this extreme wokeness.
You know what? Because it gets exhausting knowing that you have to keep doing this every day to yourself.
I mean, like
it gets
just
tiring.
Look at Dean Snyder. Like he got kicked out of a pride parade because he didn't agree with what's happening with the schools and the kids. And the guy's a massive Trump hater.
Wait, who?
He's the Twisted Sister.
D. Snyder?
Yeah, D. Snyder.
Oh, okay, yeah. That dude is crazy.
Well, he's canceled because he didn't agree. He liked a tweet from someone from Kiss who doesn't agree with what's happening with the kids.
That. Yes, I saw that from Q. Like, the whole thing about, I forgot, we talking about drag shows or something.
Yeah, and so he was supposed to perform at a pride parade this year, and Twisted Sister was going to perform at the parade, and now like they're not because of a tweet.
That's the 2023, man. It's
just pathetic timing, look how little it took just to cancel him, just to reject him. And that's why
they look for any reason.
That's why I don't like market myself like I watch what I say. I'm respectful, but like I'm not going to like bend over and like do like everything like.
But that goes back to what Stone said. Exactly what he said. Like if you're on the left and you disagree with anything they say, anything, especially in regards to gender, sex, and that ideology,
and race,
they will kick you. They will oust you.
That's right.
Immediately. And same thing with the right. No, the right seems to be trying to change, but they're not doing it fast enough. But they're doing the exact same thing.
They're making the same. They're making the same mistakes lately.
You could be hyper Republican or super conservative, but if you say anything bad about Trump, you're gonna get ousted real quick.
Oh yeah. Like, don't get me started on that. Like, I really don't want to get into like, too deep into my political history, but like, I'm just so over like, who's this, who's that. I'm just focused on entertainment now.
But Smith asked
that's the best way, really.
Chat. He asked a good question in chat. I actually do like this question. How long before woke ideology have a foothold in South Korea and Japan entertainment industry? That is a very good question.
Hopefully never.
I have a pretty good answer for that. If you guys don't
they're
mind.
trying.
Yeah,
they're trying.
Go ahead, man.
Hey, Brandon.
Oh,
hey,
Brandon.
Well, hey, Brandon, what's up?
What's going on, anime guy? How you doing, Brandon?
Hey, man. So the WOKE stuff in South Korea and Japan, it's gonna take decades. I say decades and decades because it is not easy to corrupt those nations with these ideas, right? Because these ideas originated from the West, right?
Yeah.
So it's easier to apply that here, but over there, they are very, very traditional. In South Korea, they are very, very anti-euphemism, very anti-womanism, right? You guys know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to
I know what you mean. I got you.
I guess, like,
right.
Very patriarchal, maybe.
Yeah, they're more patriarchal. It's not like they like abuse women, but they're patriarchal.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying like that, but like, like they believe men have certain roles.
Yeah, and Japan's also very conservative too.
Yeah, same thing with Japan. Yep, same thing with Japan.
They're very conservative over there.
And for example, Japanese women, they reject euphemism, right? They reject it. Young ladies in Japan, good job. They're already doing that. In South Korea, it's just very hard because and honestly, I'm gonna be very honest here. They tend to have higher IQs in those countries. I, I don't know if I should say that, but
just
True,
be
true.
careful. Just be careful, Andy. You do tend to say a bunch of things you probably shouldn't sometimes.
I know. But it's gonna be really hard to to knock those countries down, and the weakness of those countries right now is the population decline, because it's happening in Korea and it's happening in Japan.
Yeah, that's
They're having a
Yeah.
population
we were
decline.
talking about that a couple of weeks ago on this
Yeah.
show.
So, but it's just over there. They're very strong with their with their cultures.
Yeah, and
They're
I
very
do agree. Japanese culture is kind of already filling the vacuum where woke culture is kind of people are fleeing woke stuff and they're flocking to Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's why you see these localizers trying to sabotage non-woke stuff
Yeah.
Fire Emblem and
But yeah, but
and
herein lies the
you
problem.
reported they missed someone at Viz mistranslated that Magic Muscle anime manga.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
Yeah.
advertisements for that when I read Kaiju no 8, which is a fucking awesome manga. You guys really should read it. When the anime comes out for Kaiju no 8, that is going to be fucking crazy. I hope they get someone really good for that.
Oh wait, good question. Wait. Before I continue, the good question from Jovan. So how long does Africa have?
Wait, what?
Africa. I don't know how much their
Hold on.
population.
I'm African, right? And from Nigeria, to be precise. And let me tell you, they I think they have, and I hate to say it, and that's going to rub people the wrong way. I think they have a higher chance of turning Japan and Korea over Africa. I'm sorry.
I agree, actually. I agree.
Africa is supremely into their religion, whether it be Christianity or Islam, right? I speak for Nigeria right now. And listen, I know they're starting to slowly accept certain things like, LGBTQ ideology, but it's at a very, it's like a blip. It's like, oh, you're this, you're that, and you get a side eye outside.
Oh,
but
you mean like how it should be? Hey, you do this, you do me, I do you, like you always say.
Yeah, it's like that, kind of, but not really. I mean, Africa doesn't play that. They're just like, listen, no. I mean, African women weren't even wearing long pants up until the mid 1990s. Women that's how conservative, not politically, but traditionally conservative Nigerians are. They don't prescribe to the LGBTQ ideology, and America is trying to push it on African nations for support and whatever, but they're not buying it. They're like, no, we have bigger fish to fry. We don't care about that stuff. You want money? We need resources. We need firearms, even weaponry, military training. Yeah. They don't care about LGBTQ stuff.
It's the same thing in South America.
Yeah, they don't care about ideology. They don't care. Trust and believe. Africa's probably going to fall last. They don't care about that stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, the problem is just the culture and the political stuff behind it.
You are right, Faye. By the way, they are buying a lot of African lands. That's true. That is very true.
That's just the endless the endless pandering is really and infantilizing different groups, trying to make them dependent on you must be pandered to 100% of the time, or I don't know, bad things are going to happen or something.
Yeah.
It's really stupid, and luckily a lot of gay people see right through it. A lot of them are my Twitter mutuals.
Will Africa fall? I don't think it will. Just like Japan and Korea and Africa, they are very resilient. I don't
stand up longer.
If they do fall, I don't think it'd be anytime we're here. Maybe
Japan, sometimes when market making products for the West, Square Enix, they'll put out a Forspoken to please the market because that's what they think we're into, not realizing all the pushback a lot of woke stuff has been getting, like especially recently. I think it really is, the wheel is really
It's slowly
turning.
spinning back.
Squeenix has been pissing people off left
Oh
and
yeah.
right.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Shit they
Oh,
pulled.
yeah.
So
Oh,
even
man.
releasing their older stuff, the pixel remasters and all that shit,
Did you
they've
get
just
that, by the
pissed
way?
people off. I did before even the first game came out. So as soon as you
Wow.
could pre-order the first couple, I got it. But I got it on PC, and I didn't ever get it on console. They didn't release the hard copies, and from my understanding, the people that pre-order kind of got screwed because there was no way to order the physical copies.
Yeah, it was really stupid that those remasters did not come on Switch like day one. And my first couple of videos were about like some localization like stuff with like they censored Chrono Cross, the Chrono Cross remaster.
Yeah. But you know what it is? It's most likely the English version, of course. Most likely the English
some
version.
of it was in the Japanese version too. Some of it, but the English version more so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the Japanese versions are mostly like intact, like so like it's more of a like rogue agents within Square Enix Western Division, most likely, more so than company policy.
Yeah. By the way,
Dash,
guys.
you brought up. Oh, sorry.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead,
I brought up.
Go ahead, Stone.
I was just say you brought up Final Fantasy 16. I think before we went live, I don't even know if I want to play that. I mean, it looks more like a Souls game than a Final Fantasy game.
Oh man, I am super pumped for that game. Yeah, it's going for more of a DMC thing as far as gameplay is concerned, but I'm really into like the story and the world building, and
Yeah.
I'm
It's Game
also a
of
big
Thrones.
fan of the producer Yoshi P because I'm a player of the MMO. It's actually where I got my inspiration for my avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yoshi P and his team have done a phenomenal job with 14, and it's like making Square Enix like the most money. Like so, like him being in charge of 16 was like Square Enix reward for like saving that game and like making them tons of money. That's why he has so much creative control.
Thank God he has creative control. Guys, I want to move on to the next topic, and I want you guys to help me out with this one because I do not know the whole story, and it has to do with what's his name, Little Karibo.
Oh yeah, Little Karibo.
Here it is. I got
he
this
fell off hard.
So yeah, I got this tweet.
Yeah.
Says,
So this was in response to this disliked actress that got bullied by another voice actress because she wasn't black and voicing a black character, and so she left the role.
Was it an anime?
Oh, I covered that yesterday.
It's a mobile game. It's a new mobile game. They even added Markiplier as a playable character.
Yeah, Dislight. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. I like Little Karibo is still relevant because I've been hearing about him since like 2012, I think.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, like me in high school, me and my friend, his name was Josh. We were obsessed with like Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. We'd laugh our ass off quoting memes from it. It was like really great stuff. So apparently he's disavowed a lot of his work. He's put like a little Disney disclaimer on his older videos, but he won't delete them outright because he makes money. Are
you serious?
Weak.
Yeah. So apparently he's completely flipped, unfortunately. And so like I haven't been keeping up with him. Like obviously I guess like the whole Bridge series thing kind of was a fad. He was a leader of that fad, and his stuff was great. But obviously he's trying to please like. So someone actually had a really great meme further down. I saw this in Hero High's video.
Okay, but real quick, what is this topic about exactly? What are you talking about, Andy? What is this?
So basically, Little Karibo made a comment. So here it says black voice actors should be playing black characters. It's not about whether the actor sounds black enough. It's about letting performers speak from a place of truth. It's about letting performers who have been notorious sideline actually perform. That's kind of stupid. So basically saying, what we've been saying before that, the character has to match the voice actor's ethnicity.
Yeah, that's what he's promoting, and
You
it's
see
not
that?
a
It's
standard he himself like did, like when he did his abridged series.
Well, that's
You
such
know,
a stupid thing to
obviously,
say.
like he
First
had.
of all, like voice acting should be based off of who is talented for that role. Now, if you're talking about who's conducting the auditions, if they want to diversify things, that's fine. But if someone who's good enough for the role wins or gets the role, I mean, trying to make that money, then who the hell cares? Voice acting should be the most diverse
Well,
method of acting that should ever exist, because
Well,
we don't
like,
care
you
about
know,
the person, we care about the voice.
it's going to cause problems with, you know, I was like, I remember in 2020 telling that the guy, the Smash Brothers announcer dude, like that, like, you know, this standard is going to like, it's going to be bad for like people like you, because like, you know, like predominantly Asian roles in like these JRPGs and these anime, you know, like if you have to apply that standard to everyone, then it's just like, so like,
But does it matter when when it comes down to it, doesn't matter. Okay, so the person who wrote this character, let's say you go directly to the writer. Let's say the guy who wrote this script is like, okay, this is the intention behind this character. Someone comes along, let's say that the character in the story is Asian, right? But you've got this one guy who does this incredible Asian voice. He sounds just like the way you imagined it in your head. You're like, this is the guy. But then the company you work for says, well, we can't hire that guy. Well, why can't you hire that guy? Because he's white.
Exactly.
Well, son of a bitch. This guy's perfect though. Well, you're gonna have to go with this guy over here. This is Harry Chang. He grew up he's Asian. He grew up in Chinatown, but he doesn't sound anything like the guy that I created. Well, it doesn't matter. We can't hire the guy you want because he's white.
He's a white man. You can't hire any more white people. A good example is this: who had been the voice of Darth Vader for years?
James
I don't know.
Jones.
James Earl Jones is a voice actor for Darth Vader. He is a black man. Okay.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
The iconic
I didn't know that.
voice for the most profiled, most popular fictional white character in history is a black man. Think about that for a second. Samurai Jack, an Asian person, was voiced by who? Phil Lamar.
Oh boy,
a black man.
Kratos.
Is voiced by who?
The guy from
Christopher Judge, a black guy.
Christopher Judge. He's a baby in
right.
Stargate.
With this here?
That reminds me, I gotta watch more Stargate on Netflix.
And like, they're the Joker, right, from the Batman series, right? Not the Batman. I think 2018. It was Kevin Michael Richardson, a black man who voiced Joker, who we all know is a white man. So why is race a problem when it should be about freaking talent?
You know, in the old stand, I went to, I had actually, when I went to that anime convention last year, Paul St. Peter was actually talking about some of the black characters he was asked to play, like in the old days, and he said that he was cast in that role is because he could like blend two accents together for that character.
Right.
Well, the David Prowse stuff with Darth Vader there was so much drama behind that because he didn't get his name in the original credits. George told him, hey, when they were doing Return of the Jedi, people are finally going to get to see you. And they did, and they used Sebastian Shaw at the end.
George.
They didn't use David Prowse. They just kept screwing him over. He didn't get royalties on the part because his voice wasn't in it. There's this huge history of them treating this guy like absolute dog shit. And nobody seems to really have a problem with that, do they? But they have a problem. Sure should have a problem with it if it's the other way around.
Oh yeah. And it's just ridiculous
all around. Yeah,
it's just silly.
I'm very disappointed as a little Karibo fan. I am very disappointed, like that. This is what he's decided to do. That he's basically
he folded.
Well, what he threw away is he disavowed his legacy, but he doesn't want to get rid of the success that came with it.
And just like Dash and Stone said, there aren't that many black characters in animation, period. That's just how it is, right? The more popular cartoons and anime both have either Asian or white people and stuff like that. If you're going that route where it should be based off of race, if characters be voiced by the race of the character on the screen, then black people will have very little roles to play in the voice acting business.
Yeah.
You know
By the
what I'm
way,
saying?
this guy's getting roasted in the comment section. Like,
scroll down. Well, yeah, it's because people know.
It says, but that's just typecasting. The voice actors should be picked on how they portray the characters, how they bring out the best in the characters. Someone else says, do you hold this for other races? Should Asian actors be the ones voicing all anime characters?
Agree.
No. So if you scroll, the redhead meme.
Oh, this one?
It's just the meme.
Oh,
the redhead.
Okay, yeah.
The erasure of redheads.
Yeah.
It's very true. That's sad that is, man.
That is brutal.
Yeah. So, it's just funny that they, he's obviously trying to get a reaction out of Little Karibo because, he has to virtue signal super, super hard, and then, and just change his opinion. It's that someone posted a picture of Little Karibo's Twitter avatar and the Game of Thrones where all the brown people have Khaleesi. Like someone further down, that meme. There's a meme.
Oh wait, back up. That I like that. Gothic commented down there. She said, "I love Gothic." If you scroll a little bit down, scroll down.
There she is.
What did the black voice
what's up,
sound
Gothics?
like? Do you know how people? I've heard all my life I don't sound typical black, right? She's right. What does black sound like? Because I've met white people who sound very different. You know what I'm saying? She has a point. What does black sound like?
Oh, I want to see what that Brony says. I remember talking about this once, and that person was talking. Oh, Andy, stop. Was talking said, surely we should be able to practice colorblind voice casting. And I said, I'd agree with you. It was if we live. Oh, he's agreeing with him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I have fun with this one. I do have another topic in mind. Yeah. So this one, I felt as though it was a duplicate because the same shit came out. I think it was early last year.
Is it Demon Slayer?
Yeah, the whole Demon Slayer thing.
Yeah, I saw that too in the tweet. I was like, this was
published 1 day ago. This was published 1 day ago from the time of this video. It says, this is from CBR. Of course, it's CBR.
Mm-hmm.
And it says
they're just trying to get a reaction.
Yeah, this is definitely rage.
It's just being sweet. Yeah, because this was a controversy last year when this happened.
Yeah. So basically, the controversy is that Netsuko, she's this short Japanese girl
in the show.
Yeah, she turns into her demon form, and then she grows, and then she looks more mature with bigger breasts and all that. But it's these stupid journalists, and I think it was CBR that said the same thing last year. It's that's how you know they don't watch the anime.
Well, they're doubled. Oh, context be damned.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you guys ever worked at a paper before?
Like a newspaper?
Like an actual newspaper?
No.
Okay, so I worked for the Houston Chronicle back in the day.
Oh, really?
And they continue this today. I mean, CBR is basically like a newspaper. It's just a digital newspaper. Yeah. What they do is they will recycle a story. So on a slow news day when they have nothing to bitch about, they will actually look up something they've talked about before and they will recycle it. All major newspapers since the dawn of time have done this, whether it be a actual newspaper like the Houston Chronicle or whether it's like a rag like the Star. One of the things the Star used to do back in the day was they would do Titanic stories. So they'd be like, baby found off the coast of New Zealand, frozen in ice, is alive and belongs to someone on the Titanic. And then 2 years later, they'd come out with almost the same article with just a different picture and a little bit of a different headline. But it's the same story. That's what they do. That's what CBR does. That's what all these rags do is they'll recycle a story from a year or two ago and just print it like they've never said anything like this before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what they do is if you scroll down, because I had the article pulled up, What they do is they'll not add or substitute like tweets. And they have in this one, they have like tweets from literally 3 days ago. It's like, oh, look at the people, they're mad again about Nezuko's boobs. Oh my god, the Lord have mercy, titties are evil. And and if you scroll down, you can see they have like more modern recent tweets. Yeah, there we go. So that's what they do. Evil Lair says copy and paste, and like Stone said, you're just getting an old article, switch things around a little bit. Like, hey, there we go. Now they're gonna get mad again. How dare you sexualize someone who looks older? Like it's so.
But I mean, in the context of the show, if you're a demon and you have a demon form, it's obviously that you're gonna change. And because Nezuko is like this, I think was she 10 years old? Her demon form is obviously gonna look bigger. She even has a horn. I mean, if you look at it, she has a freaking horn.
I didn't like get too far. Like now, but
all I know is she has that gag in her mouth all the time, so she doesn't bite anyone. She's like a zombie.
Yeah.
What's really funny is you get these people at CBR. Go back like 5 years ago, and you're gonna have some of these same people saying, "How dare you change what they said when you translated this into English? How dare you culturally appropriate these people and not say it the way it was supposed to be, right?" But now these are the people demanding that Japanese anime be changed, that the laws in Japan be reversed, because there are laws now against westernizing Japanese culture and Japanese anime. They look at it as an art form.
They want to colonize Japan.
It is a violation of the rights of the artist to dramatically change their work now.
Ken Akamatsu, baby.
Yeah, but that's what these people want to do. They want to dramatically alter and change the art form to suit their tastes and their needs and what they think is acceptable and what's not.
Well, it's because it's competing. Like, like Andy said, people are flocking to the Japanese stuff because, like, it without the woke, they're actually able to focus on creative storytelling.
By the way, it's not just anime and manga. It's Korean dramas, freaking Thai dramas, Filipino stuff.
Oh, Razor Fist talks about the French comic book scene is Vase something. Like is apparently like very popular. It's like an alternative to manga.
Yeah, it's all the Asian stuff. Is the webtoons, the Korean stuff,
manhwas and stuff like that. Like,
and I think some Chinese stuff. Although Chinese anime is not really that great.
There's like this movement now because of how popular anime manga is. Right, the West wants anime manga to give in like the American comic book companies did. Like, we want it to be this. It's got to be a certain amount of Black people. It's got to be a certain amount of LGBTQ rep in it. It's got to be a amount of this. It's got to be that. They want to dictate how Japan, how Korea makes their entertainment. By the way, that's made for their people, but they want to dictate how it's being created. And most anime and Japanese productions fight back, and the few who want the money might change a few things here and there, but that's what's happening. And like Andy said, they're trying to colonize and Japanese or Asian.
Yeah, I mean, I call it. That's what I call it.
Faze says sexuality is an expression, and male gaze talk is a tired argument. Expressing thyself without limitation, like with Yoshi P said for FF16. The comics code back in the day.
Right. Sexuality expression and male gaze talk is tired argument. Everything it's crazy. Like, I'm glad Faye brought that up. If you think about it, when Bayonetta first came out, right? It was, this is the male gaze. It's made for men. It's made for this. Men are oogling at Bayonetta's voluptuous body. And now, fast forward years later, now she's a LGBTQ icon. Oh my God, women love to see a beautiful woman on the screen.
Is she bisexual?
No, she's not. It hasn't been confirmed.
I never seen her like going after chicks.
Watch the cutscenes with her and John in 2.
I didn't play that game.
Yeah, well, in 2, like, I don't know, like, the whole thing is like about her rescuing her from hell, like, and it's almost like John's the princess in that game.
But the thing is, like, they didn't like her when it was all about her being supposedly eye candy for men. But when she became eye candy for women, that's when they put Bayonetta on a pedestal. They exalted her for being this icon that she's not.
Bayonetta is a flirt and a rebel. Like,
exactly. Like, she likes to do things. She said in part 1 that she hates babies, but the process of making babies is what she loves.
Yeah.
I
remember that line.
I love Bayonetta.
You know, so like it's like this whole movement to vilify men for loving attractive women on a screen. That's why I just do what I want. Like, you want to be mad at me? Go ahead. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm in love with
and like I said, forget the movement. You know, let me just they don't even pay attention to the context of the story in the show. You know, they disregard the story. They disregard what the character's about
because they're not actually following it. That takes too much commitment.
Yeah, exactly. So if you think about it, they're lazy critics. They're lazy critics.
They just know it's popular, and it's just like all this like My Hero Academia stuff. Like they keep getting like mad at the My Hero Academia manga. Like I really haven't been following the manga or the anime too much, but like they're always like they know it's popular, so like they try and find like things like I don't know. Apparently, some villain was named after some like Nazi scientist or something, and like they I think like they actually successfully got that character's name changed because apparently it referenced some real world atrocity or something.
So a villain named after a bad guy is a bad thing.
One All for One's All for One's like hench people was like he was like some sort of scientist, I guess, that helped him when All for One first got defeated. And I don't know. It was a long time ago. I can't remember specifics.
All right. By the way, guys, I'd like to move on to the next topic. I think Loki, you might like this one. Have you heard of this one? The ban of Final Fantasy 16 in Saudi Arabia.
No, I had no idea. I know. I saw the what is it? The State of Play. I saw it on State of Play. I watched it. I kind of like the idea about the way they're going to do the summons, but I think it's going to be gimmicky. I don't know. I don't like the Souls look play. I liked 15 enough, but I don't know if I'm going to like this. It's one player. You're just, you're on your own, and I have no idea why they'd ban it.
Yeah, Final Fantasy has always been about teams,
Yeah, well, this one they're trying to go with a very Game of Thrones vibe. They're like, if you look at like the world, like they're very much cashing in on like the houses and the factions, and like there's supposed to be some pretty graphic sex scenes. Like also, like they're going full like Game of Thrones.
Full Game of Thrones, yeah.
But that's not Final Fantasy, man. That's not, it's like Star Trek. Oh, well, we're going to have F-bombs and we're going to have lens flares and we're going to have all this bullshit.
Well, to me, this is like more Final Fantasy than like a lot of the other like Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
Just try and copy 7. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, because
well, see, I go back way before that. So I played the first one on Nintendo. I played 2 on Super, which is actually 4 in Japan.
Yeah, 4 is
obviously
my favorite.
6. 4 is my favorite too, dude. Cecil and Kane and Rydia and Rosa. Yeah. I love it all. I absolutely 4 is my favorite too.
Great fucking story.
I'm sorry for interrupting you guys, but I mean, as far as Final Fantasy goes, the problem is that they've been trying to make Final Fantasy games similar to Final Fantasy 7, which is science fantasy, like Final Fantasy 7, which basically it's like it has like a real world setting, but it has magic in it, right? Science fantasy. It was the same thing with 13. The same thing with Final Fantasy 15.
8 was the same way too. They stuck in that future that you've got swords and guns and all that.
Yeah.
Which
one?
Stuff.
Final
8. The one that came right after 7.
Yeah.
7 started it, but 8 did the same thing, and then 9 went back.
Kind of a hybrid where, like, there was a future part, and then like they go into this place where like people weren't allowed to like grow technology, or this giant evil whale comes and destroys them.
Well, 9 did that too. It was more steampunk.
Yeah.
So you had steampunk technology.
9 is my other favorite.
Yeah,
doesn't
you
get
had more
enough recognition.
steampunk.
Doesn't get enough recognition.
It doesn't.
Just that. But going back to the story, so Final Fantasy 16 ban has been banned in Saudi Arabia because there's a certain character, a rainbow character.
Well, not confirmed. Not confirmed.
Well,
it's just a theory.
It's suggested. Is being suggested that the character is rainbow, and Square Enix was now willing to make the changes for specifically for that country. So they say, you know what, we're not going to release it in this area of the world. And I respect Square Enix for that decision, because if it were Disney. If it were this year, some other American company, they would have been like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to spend more money on making these changes just for you guys."
You want to know who did that? Riot Games.
You want us to bend over? You want us to bend over for you, Saudi?
Riot Games.
The other side does that too. The left does that too. How many times have you heard one of these crazy woke writers go, "If you don't like my content, don't buy my book," and then we don't, and they sit there and bitch and go, "Well, why didn't you buy our book?" Well, you told us not to. You said, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. And we said, okay, we won't. So that's all. That's all Saudi Arabia is doing, is saying, okay, you know what? We don't like this. Change it. No, we're not going to change it. Okay, well, we won't buy it. All right.
Yeah, fair deal. Fair deal.
Well, yeah, it's the government. It's their government. It's not a democracy. So, they have their culture. We have ours. It's,
and we got to,
I was reading some of the comments. There were people getting and I'm no fan of Saudi Arabia. But there were the people they were almost surprised, almost oh my God, how medieval. And shit like that.
What?
Speculating that it was because of a gay character, when for all we know, it could just be for some TNA, with a Game of Thrones gratuitous sex scene.
Yeah.
We don't really know, but the rumor is that it's going to be Dion, the icon of I forget which it's called. So the dominant is the summon. And the icon is called the summon, and the dominant is it's like the Jinchuriki thing.
Yeah, the dominant is the person.
Yeah, the dominant. So it's supposed to be Delon. He's like a dragoon. He's from the the really religious kingdom.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, so that's the rumor from some leaks, that it's Dion who's as Rainbow, as you say.
Well, yeah, I give it to Square Enix. I out of all the horrible decisions they've made, I give it to them for standing firm.
They have made a lot of decisions, but I honestly, I credit it to Yoshi P. He's probably protecting the fuck out of this story to make it told the way he wants.
He's been speaking out. I mean, back in November, when people were saying, "Oh, well, this is too white," Yoshi P was like, he just gave the middle finger, so what? This is our vision.
Yeah, diversity of character, bitch. And now you have people Afterlife Games, bitching and comparing Final Fantasy 16 to fucking Charlottesville.
Yeah.
So wait, are you gonna see some are you saying we're gonna see some monk bareback action in the game, or is this gonna be
what?
The two monks doing the beast with two backs, or is this just gonna be a underplayed part of the story where you could maybe they are, maybe they aren't, who knows?
Well, and here's what I think.
Who knows? We don't know how
you watch Game of Thrones, right? You watch Game of Thrones, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you seen the rainbow characters that just right there on the screen. They just do what they do, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think it's just gonna be one of those cases where they just kind of it just happens, and then you move on with the story, and that's it. That's what I'm thinking. Because this looks so Game of Thrones, it looks like this is the way they're going, or it's gonna be it's going to be off a screen. Maybe you'll hear them do stuff, but they're not gonna show it.
Yeah, I'm thinking they might even go darker than they might even that they go that whole High Sparrow subplot from the
okay. Let's not do Abby Smash.
Oh man.
No, I don't think there's gonna be.
Oh no!
Man.
But you know what? This game is gonna be so dark, because in the trailer, you see a chocobo getting stabbed.
Oh,
we literally see a chocobo getting killed. I've never seen a chocobo, an innocent little chocobo getting murdered.
Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy X, a whole thing of them get blown up and vaporized. Really? Yeah, they get vaporized off that beach.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Sin,
yeah,
Sin does
Sin.
that.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, Type 0 begins with like a bloody chocobo dying. I only played part of that game, but Type 0 remastered, that was also rated M.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to the. I wanted to talk about this story here because I did
Oh
cover
yeah.
it.
Oh, this
I wanted to
pisses
bring
me
it up
off.
because. Oh, by the way, Loki, are you an anime fan? I mean, how big are you into anime?
I am into the old school like manga, like back when it was on VHS. Manga, join the manga fandom and,
Like
and
Ninja
be
Scroll?
a part of manga, like Ninja Scroll and shit like that. Yeah,
Okay.
Ninja Scroll, Akira, Wicked City,
Okay.
Appleseed, Macros, all that old school shit. I do
Akira's
know a little
classic.
bit. I do know a little bit of new stuff. I watched My Shield Hero and a couple of other shows recently. What's that one
Okay.
with Attack on Titan? I
Yeah.
think my fiance loves Attack on Titan, so she got me to watch that. But not a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah, my sister loves that show. So Mashle, that's a funny name, by the way. Mashle, because it's supposed to be magic and muscle. You mix the two words, right? And it's an interesting manga because it's the character looks like he's Rock Lee from Naruto, but he goes to a magic school like Hogwarts, right? And they do spells and they fly on brooms and stuff, right? So this here about into comics, the story is that in the manga, the term lolicon was changed to p file. Right? I don't want to say the word.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have taken Japanese, so I can read the two alphabets, hiragana, katakana, right? So here in this katakana here, it says literally says Roricon konohito. That person is a lolicon, right? But then they go ahead and change it over to p file, right here. So you're a PO, a PO.
They've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah. So I just my question is, how is it that like Viz Media they don't capture these people making these changes? Like after it's reviewed, like don't they like go over the manga, and make sure that there's like
They're supposed to. I mean, I would
Yeah.
assume so. Because I mean, lollies. I don't know much about it. All I know is it's just like
I mean, there is the reference
before,
to
like
lolicons like stuff in like other anime and even other anime dubs. So like
But,
Viz
like-
Media should like be aware that like about the cultural subtext. Like it's not my thing. It's not my thing. Like I pretty much just stay out of that debate entirely.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying like they've been doing it for a long time. In a lot of anime, they've been trying to like switch out lolicon for p file, and they get a lot of backlash. Sometimes they fix it, but obviously lolicons and p files, I mean, that I know of,
they're different.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. So the Japanese term lolicon is derived from Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita. And Lolita is about an older gentleman that is obsessed with a 12-year-old girl. And
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
I've heard that story.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, lolicon would mean would have the same connotation in Japan as it does here with pedo.
Yeah, because there's also the Lolita fashion, which is like
but it's all a reference to that book, that Russian book.
It's all a reference to that book. And that book was trying to, at the time, that book was trying to say, it's okay. This is okay. Kind of like some of the people today are trying to say that's okay.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
But my question is, why can't they just leave the word lolicon instead of p file? Because at least with lolicon is not, when. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, yeah, it's culturally like correct. It's references like Japan, like whereas like pedo, like you think hard, like the crime.
It's more of a more cruel definition,
Lolicon translates to lolicon. I don't think it translates to anything else other than lolicon. Doesn't matter what the context is, what the past is, what the history is. The word translates to the word.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not going to translate the word to the word, then you shouldn't be doing your job. It's that simple.
Yeah. And these people never. It's like they never get caught. I don't know if it's because of the language barrier, like from Japanese to English, English
It
to
is.
Japanese.
It's partly because of the language barrier. Like they know, like like Viz Media knows, like their fans are super like into this stuff, and so that they know if like they get this wrong that they're going to get a shit ton of complaints. But it's kind of hard when you are based in San Francisco and all the people you're going to hire are probably like all these activist types because you live in activist city. But Viz Media knows, like they know, like they know, like the fans, they want the Japanese, like of course, like they did do like some things.
They're
like,
in San Francisco.
They
I had no idea.
That explains a lot.
They've always been in San Francisco. That's where they've always been.
They should move to Texas.
Yeah.
They should move to Texas
or Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, because Texas has more of like a lot of more companies are moving from California to Texas than Florida.
Oh yeah,
but
if anything,
yeah, I mean it's closer. It's closer
for a tax break. If only for a tax break, they should.
Yeah.
Move. If not for the hiring pool, then for but like I think they're based in San Francisco because it's closer to Japan. It's closer to the sea.
Yeah, and they could fly out immediately.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's probably why the company started.
Oh, by the way, guys, moving on to our next topic, we have here. Oh, yeah. So the Chinese gaming company introduces AI, fires 30% of its artists. I did cover the story. I did want to get your thoughts on it. Loki, I do you have what are your thoughts on AI and AI art?
Well, we've got AI in writing apparently here in the United States. Halo, the entire apparently almost the entire script for the Halo television series was written by AI. Not surprising because it sucked ass.
And it was trash, complete.
And it was absolute trash.
Oh my god! That's why none of it made any fucking sense.
That's why none of it made any fucking sense. So I mean, the art, I've seen some really crazy AI art, but what is it without a human being there to create it in the first place, to supervise it? So
that's a good point.
I don't know. I don't think AI art will ever completely replace human beings.
Right.
But
yeah,
I myself,
I use an AI art app for shorts, and like a lot of times I can barely ever get the pictures I want. Sometimes it mimics actors pretty well. Like I made like an entire short where I made Carlo Esposito Ganondorf, I made Elizabeth Olsen Zelda, and I made Keanu Reeves Link. It was able to do that.
Yeah, so I mean, I myself, I'm getting back into drawing, learning, because I want to do manga. I want to learn how to draw, the manga style, coloring, everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I don't know if you guys see my my community post on my channel.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
But so I used to be worried about, like, when last year when I started using Midjourney, when I used to, I think it was in October, I was like, holy crap, like, I think what's the point of being an artist now? But then the more I started to like learn about it and see what it actually creates, I was like, you know what? Humans cannot be replaced, But the problem is with a lot of companies, they look at artificial intelligence as a way to cut back and save money, right?
That's I think what's going to be. It's going to, and it's just going to make art worse probably because it's just cutting corners. You get a quick result for quicker thing. Like, I use AI because I can draw, but I don't like post any of my stuff to like DeviantArt or anything like that because I wouldn't feel right. Like making stupid shorts for views and subs, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so China fires 30% of its workers, and it's a gaming company, by the way, which, I mean, when it comes to art, like, who are they gonna fire? Like, I think maybe like the concept artists, some of the concept artists, but like everything that has to do with the story, like storyboarding, initial character design, things like that, I don't think that'll be replaced because artificial intelligence, they can't tell stories. They can't write a comic book entirely. You know what I mean? It's like, so hold on a second. And and the Japanese were responding to this, right? Which is that they made some hilarious posts. One of these posts says Square Enix CG creators and such will soon be worthless, which I thought was hilarious.
Square loves their CGI cutscenes.
Yeah. 30% of just start. Watch them just cut another 80% like nothing, right? I see it happening. I see it happening. Man. But I think what's going to happen is that, initially they're going to start firing people and then they're going to revert back like, hey, can you guys come back? Because all these machines, they're not that great.
Like if it does become a threat, like the artist guilds will like lobby like Congress or like governments to try and like curtail this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that'll be interesting. What else? Oh yeah, I want to end the one of our last stories I want to share here. I'm still in Sankeku Complex. It said PS5 ships 38 million PlayStation consoles, reaches 500 million collectively.
Interesting. Wait, so it's finally picking up.
Yeah, I mean, because now it's becoming more and more available. But after the pandemic, a lot of people are still like, "Yo, I do not want to spend any money." Right. So
imagine getting one at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, when the pandemic started. Have nothing to play.
I got really lucky. So I ordered mine from Walmart like day one, as soon as it popped, and I actually got mine. So I didn't have to pay like an enormous amount of money for it when people were paying $800-900 for the disc version. I got really lucky. But I've had mine, and you know what? It sits there. I play my damn PC and my Xbox more than my PS5. There's some stuff that's just on PS5. God of War, Ragnarok was badass. The Ghost of Tsushima, the upgraded version of that was badass. There's some PS5 exclusives, but besides that's the only reason to play it. I've got my PC. I've got 2 PCs. I can play whatever I want on those, and I've got my Xbox. So,
and you don't have to pay for online.
Yeah, what sits there the most unplayed is my PS5.
Yeah, and you know what? This is the least. I'm getting my words to this. The console that sold the least amount because the PS4 sold 100 million, right? And it was just released at the worst time in history.
You release an expensive console, you don't make enough of it, you don't have enough games, and then you're raising the price of games to $70.
What games are there on the PS5? Because I know the only thing I want to play right now.
They're starting to come out, like the new Horizon game, and then Ratchet and Clank, which I hear is really good.
Yeah, I mean, besides Final Fantasy 16, I mean, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is coming out hopefully next year.
Oh yeah,
I heard it was coming out in October.
I haven't seen any other trailers for it. I mean, it's supposed to come out this year, but Square Enix does that a lot. Like
we got what was it? It's going to be fall this year because we got the other one. What did they remake December of last year? It was the one that was on PSP with Rebirth or whatever it was.
Crisis Core.
Crisis Core. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been streaming that lately.
Okay, so Crisis Core came out last year. The Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 will come out. They said fall this year, so it could be anywhere between October to December.
I want to see some Red 13 gameplay, real bad.
Yeah. So, but right now the best selling console really is the Nintendo Switch. It was a really, really great console. I mean, I sold mine, but it was a really, really great console. And I'm actually thinking of getting one again, but I want to play Final Fantasy 16 first. By the way, what does it mean by it says console reaches 500 million collectively?
And that's how many shipped?
Well, I think between all the versions, maybe, possibly. Like collectively, like the discless and the non-discless version, possibly.
Oh, okay. I see what it means. Yeah, I didn't finish reading the article, but yeah, I mean, and despite of the PlayStation 5 coming out, the Switch is still selling like hotcakes, because
it's got the library. Graphics don't really matter too much if the games are good. Like, you know, and,
But it's not just that.
They made a huge mistake not bringing over games for PS3. You lost a lot of your collection. And they did that because the PS4 was subpar. That's why they had to make a upgraded version of the PS4. The PS4 was subpar. The CPU was not as powerful as the PS3 CPU because it was a special one of a kind design that they did. You couldn't bring the PS3 games over to the PS4. They had to do the streaming, the PSN network streaming to get that to work. So PS3 games wouldn't play on PS4. You lost a whole shitload of your collection and had to rebuy on PS4. Those luckily on PS5. But what's missing? You're missing all those PS3 games, PS2 games, everything you had access to on the PS3, you don't have access to on the PS5. That's the one thing that Xbox did right, was you've got a whole shitload of Xbox One games, a whole shitload of 360 games, and a whole bunch of Xbox One games you can play. The library is still there and still alive.
By the way, the Nintendo, what's it called? The PlayStation Plus, the cloud gaming service. That actually didn't do very well. Like I think it reached 1 million subscribers, but streaming is not, especially with gaming, streaming is not a sustainable business.
The problem, if you played like Ninja Gaiden, did you play Ninja Gaiden back in the day, like Ninja Gaiden Black and all those games like that?
The NES Ninja Gaiden or the
no, like the Xbox. What was on Xbox? Originally, it was on Xbox.
Well, they just remastered it a couple of years ago.
Well, they had those on the PSN network, the PSN Plus, whatever it was, before they changed the name of it. Those did not play right. And the reason why they did not play right is you had delay. You had all the button delay. So your hands, if you going as fast as they want to, it still can't tell that you're moving your hands that fast over the controller. So you've got extreme button delay. You can't pull off half the maneuvers in the game because it's being streamed. That's the big problem is the input delay on the PSN. If it was like millisecond for millisecond input was right, it'd be fine. You'd have instant movement on your controller, which doesn't happen.
Bad input lag.
Yeah, input lag, bad.
Yeah, and another reason why the Nintendo Switch is just so, I think it's 150 million at this point, is because people are just so used to mobile devices. I mean, tablets, smartphones. You know, I recently just bought a 2-in-1 laptop tablet, right? Which is absolutely beautiful. And I think people that's what they're looking for. They want something that's mobile, something that's more mobile, something that you can carry around easily, right? Instead of having a bulky ass PlayStation, this big ass machine. You know, people just want mobility, and I think this is what this is one of the reasons. I actually made a couple of videos about this. The next few, you know, the next few consoles, Sony, I think it was Sony, I think even Apple, they're trying to make handheld devices now.
Well, look at what Steam Deck did. Steam Deck revolutionized PCs. I love my Steam Deck. I can take my Steam Deck anywhere. I can hook it up to any TV I want to. I can hook a controller up to it and play it. I love my freaking Steam Deck. The new Resident Evil 4 works on it. A lot of the classic games work on it, and a lot of the newer stuff. And if you're into homebrew modding, it's wonderful. It's absolutely nice.
I agree. I didn't buy one, but when I saw that device, I was like, "Holy crap! It's like perfect," because you basically have a PC in your hand. And it was genius. It was absolutely genius because most people, like, I mean, I have almost a $2,000 gaming laptop, but like a lot of people, you know, they don't want to spend that much. So a $600 gaming computer in your hand, that's a bargain, man. And then with all those games from Steam, it's like you can't say no to that.
Your whole library is there.
Yeah, your whole library. So it was just a steal. The Steam Deck was just a steal. And then Logitech recently tried to make like a what you call it, a handheld cloud gaming device, and it flopped.
Oh yeah, like just like Standa, like, you know, people want to own their games.
Yeah, and I think Alienware is made a they have a prototype. They made a handheld gaming console, like similar.
Alienware gaming.
No, Alienware. Yeah, they made a handheld. Actually, let me show you. Hold on, let me show you. How do you guys haven't seen this?
I had no idea Alienware was
Your
getting
Pro-
into consoles. That's pretty cool.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! This is
It's a
Alienware.
Switch. It's a Switch.
Yeah, and by the way, the sides, the controllers, you can remove them like the Switch.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, hopefully, they don't get into any legal trouble, but it's happening. It's there, man. See, look at this right here. You can remove it, attach it to like this little piece right here. Can I? Let me zoom
Well,
in.
there's ways around that. Like, so long as they don't copy the exact design, and like, Nintendo doesn't copyright that feature. But it is kind of like letting that they do the whole sliding controller thing. That is kind of like the Switch's trademark.
Take a look at this, man. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely just. It
looks pretty fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty bulky. It's pretty like if this comes out, I think I would buy it just to have it there. But it's a pretty bulky, and it has a lot of power because Alienware computers, they're super powerful, man.
Oh, I know.
They're so expensive.
They've always been top brand.
And they're very expensive too. Like $2,000.
Have you guys ever built your own? Do you have any?
No, I haven't.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, someone built my current rig, and I just gave it more RAM like just the other day.
I'll go camera on here for just a minute.
You want to share your camera?
So, this was about $8,000 well spent.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's a fucking supercomputer, man.
Holy crap!
An RTX 3090 Ti there. That is a Corsair custom open loop water cooler, 32 gigabytes of 4000 megahertz thermal take RAM. The core's a 12 or an 11990K 32 core processor. You've got a 1200 watt power supply down there, 20 terabyte hard drive space.
Wow.
And it's got a 2 terabyte SSD. So you've got a 20 terabyte HDD and then a 2 terabyte SDD and a sound blaster, which you never find anymore. But yes, they do still make them. And the rest is all water cooling and air cooling.
Yeah.
But that
so you never experience any lag, do you?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
Nope.
I thought so.
That's sexy.
Crazy. That is crazy. Wow. And that's the kind of stuff you can build nowadays.
Oh yeah, and that's a thermal take. It's a thermal take gaming case with the plated glass. The biggest problem I had was the original water system I put in. The original water cooler was a giant piece of crap. It was an absolute. The pump failed like 4 times, and then I went Corsair. I did a little bit more homework. And I went Corsair instead of thermal take, and I haven't had a problem with it since. But for a while there, it was back and forth,
bro. That's
yeah.
I mean, that's a monster PC, bro. That's crazy.
And that was in the middle. That was in the middle of the pandemic. So that was in late 2020, early 2021.
Nice.
So I was just like, you know what? I've got a computer I stream on because I'm not streaming on that. That's just my game and video. That I edit videos on there and I game, but I've got a computer that I can stream on. I just wanted something that was more beefy that I could edit videos on and do special effects for any kind of videos I want.
Man.
Nice, man.
I'd love to play Hogwarts Legacy on that thing. Max settings.
Yeah,
Wow.
4K max settings, and it keeps at 60 frames per second. That's the hard thing, and that's what even the consoles have a hard time doing. Is that okay? Max settings at 4K, keeping 60 frames per second. If you can do that on a PC, that's magic.
Like my PC is like pretty good for a 4 or 5 year old computer, but like Hogwarts Legacy is a freaking beast. It really struggles.
Yeah, I had trouble because I got the PC version for Hogwarts Legacy, and let me tell you. I have my gaming laptop has 16 RAMs. I have a Ryzen 9, 16 RAMs, but it was still struggling. I was still lagging at times. And holy crap, man!
there's just so much texture, so much motion. Like, you know, the game.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing how they even made it.
Yeah, man. It took them years, by the way, years to make that game. All right, so we're reaching the end of the stream. I had a lot of fun today, guys, man.
Oh yeah, this was great. Thank you so
thank
much
you
for coming on.
Thank you for having
man.
me. Really, thank you for
fun.
having me, guys. It was.
I had fun, man. And I hope
games and anime. Hell yeah.
Yeah. To tell more people about us.
I will. I will. All right. Oh yeah.
By the way, what we do at the end of the show, we just recommend some anime games that we're currently watching and playing. So, any recommendations, guys? Any recommendations, Loki?
Oh, like games right now. All I've been doing lately for the past I think week is playing Injustice 2. I've been playing through that, doing all the multiverse crap, trying to get all my sets finished. But Warhammer is absolutely badass. If you guys haven't played Total War Warhammer 3 on PC, that game is killer. I love getting to play through the new Resident Evil 4. I really enjoyed that. Blood Bowl 3 kind of came out and was crap for a little bit, but it got better. BattleTech, I love mechs, so I play BattleTech all the time.
Any Gundam games?
No, not at the moment, but they haven't come out with a good Gundam game in forever.
Yeah. Well, hey, they got the new Armored Core coming out.
Yeah, new Armored Core 6 is coming out. I can't wait. That Dead Space, I played through the remake of Dead Space. I thought it was great, even with the unisex bathrooms. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
I just want to get, I want to blow shit up and kill monsters, and it did its job wonderfully. With that, MechWarrior 5, if you like mechs, I just played through MechWarrior 5. Love Final Fantasy 7, the remake integrated, all that cool shit. Callisto.
You gonna play Rebirth? Rebirth is supposed to come out this year, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully.
Callisto is underrated. I still need to finish the game, but I think that game was too harshly judged.
It had a lot of problems when it launched.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, and as far as anime and manga, so I've been reading the Boruto manga because I want to know what happens to certain characters. And Mashle, the Mashle anime that's coming out, want to see it. I've been catching up with Demon Slayer recently, and and Berserk. We're gonna get more Berserk chapters, so all of you Berserk fans out there, we're gonna be we should get another chapter next month.
Oh God,
because apparently they're out of the hiatus. No more Berserk hiatus. Now they're just, they're focusing on making more chapters.
Oh man, I'm so far behind.
Yeah, and
have years of stories to catch up on.
How have you heard anything about Rising in the Shield Hero season 3? Because the voice actor that did the American dub for
he died.
He died. Are they going to bring someone else in, or are they just going to?
I think they already recasted. I think they already recasted.
All right. But I was kind of worried about that.
He was really good. He also voiced another character on To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts. I actually I did a video where I referenced him. I forget what video it was, where it was like. I actually was looking at he voiced a lot of guys. that was really sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that they're gonna have someone continue the work.
Hey Dante, are you still there?
Oh, he must have stepped away for a minute.
Oh wow.
Well, I guess I don't know. I'm having, as far as recommendations go, I did finally watch Animants of Shadow, which Dante recommended, and it's great. Also, watch Made in Abyss season 1 if you have the stomach for it. It looks cutesy. It's dark as hell.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you haven't seen Made in Abyss?
I actually, I don't think I've heard of it.
Oh, go in blind. Go in completely.
Is it on Crunchyroll, Netflix?
It's High Dive.
Oh, High Dive. I don't have High Dive. Maybe I have been planning on signing up to it because it is cheap. It's only what, $6 still?
Yeah, I'd say do it and just don't support the Sony monopoly and Funimation, because they meld.
Well, yeah, Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so High Dive, they got spicy stuff on High Dive too.
Yeah. All right, so I guess this is it, guys. Hope Dante makes it for the end. I don't know where Dante went.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man, Stone Loki, thank you so much for being here today.
Absolutely.
And
thank you for having
so
me.
much fun. And guys, this is it. Thank you guys. Is that Dante? You here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we're actually ending the show right now.
Oh shit! All right.
All right, dude. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for stopping by. This is your boy Andy Matrix, Stone Loki, dash attack, Dante's Rant Room. You guys have a good night and Godspeed, baby. Good night.
Later.
Later.
Take care, everybody.
Make sure to follow us. Make sure to follow us on YouTube. Follow Stone Loki. Follow Dash. Follow Dante. And good night, everybody.
I put a tweet up. I put a tweet up for this stream, so share it. Share.
Yeah, share.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Good night, dudes. Peace out.